once again, the headline is the single most important, highest impact portion of the actual page. I'm going to give you two simple formulas here tonight. You can take screenshots of these formulas. If you're a mentorship student, you've seen these before, absolutely. Still, with that said, these are literally the exact formulas that my copywriter, who's written copy that's done tens of millions of dollars in sales, these are the ones he uses. These are the ones I use. These are the ones that work. With the Done For You funnel, we're actually going to give you a version of a headline that is slightly different. So you can see that you don't need to follow these every single time exactly per se, but they will still touch on the same, ideologies of moving people towards the desire and away from a pain. So free, how to get big benefit. So this is, whatever the marketplace wants without big pain. Now, look, if you haven't done your market research yet, the first thing that we have to do with our market is to do market research. For everyone who's been around for a while, what is the first thing we always start with in marketing? What is the first thing that we always start with? We start with getting clear on one thing. James and Jeannie, you're at the workshop. Awesome. More credit to you. You start with the who, all right? You start by getting crystal clear on who the actual market is. Now, an example of this headline, you could say free, how to make a full-time income. So that would be how to get the big benefit, right? So you can change this a little bit. Instead of how to get a full-time income, you can change the verbiage, how to make a full-time income working part-time hours. So that's another way of saying without working 12 hours a day. We could say free, how to make, $5,000 per month from home without working 12 hours per day, even if you have zero technical skills, right? So do we see how overall, if we've done our market research, we can then very simply say, all right, what is our market desiring? Our market is desiring to make a full-time income from home so that they can have more freedom, so that they can have a cooler lifestyle, so that they can spend more time with their family, their loved ones, their friends. Those are all the desires of the market. What's our market not want to do? They don't want to work all day. They want more of a freedom business. They want more of a lifestyle business. They want more ability to do what they want with whom they want when they want to. So a perfect headline here would very simply be what I just mentioned. All right. How to make $5,000 per month with working part-time hours from home. So that's headline formula number one. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this. And then after this call, you can go ahead and write these out as homework, and we might have some sort of little contest. We'll see if we come up with anything. Take a screenshot of this, and then let's move on. All right, so headline formula number two is, again, a little bit more words, but also extremely powerful. And this is essentially a modified version of what was on the page just a moment ago. So this is very simply, finally, a proven formula that gets the prospect the desired end result that they're looking for. All right. So again, you have to do your market research. You have to start with the who. And I just gave you an example, right? So let's use the same one. Finally, a proven formula that makes $5,000 per month. So again, that's the end result that makes $5,000 per month in as little as just, I wouldn't say 7 days because that's not even close to realistic. When it comes to marketing, you do want, once again, the message to be compelling, but you also have to have the message be believable. All right. So you have to, once again, be obviously in the truthful, right? So never lying in your marketing. This is an example for obviously marketing purposes, right? But you could say a proven formula that makes $5,000 per month in as little as just 30 days, even if you have, and this comes down to the big objections in the market. All right, so let's get some feedback here. What do we think some of the big objections in the market are? And in order to do this exercise, I want to ask you guys, have you ever told yourself in your head, have you ever told yourself, God, this would be so much easier to do if I just had more fill in the blank, right? What is that fill in the blank? This would be so much easier to do if I just had more fill in the blank. All right. Jason, Sue, awesome. We got stuff coming in. Perfect. So Jason, Sue, say time, skills, money, hands-on time, money and time. Absolutely. Right. So you guys are the market. So you're thinking this and therefore experience. Cheryl, exactly right. These are all things that if you start to, instead of thinking that way yourself, which I completely understand, I've been there. I was $10,000 in debt. I was stuck. I was struggling. I was overwhelmed. I couldn't pay my $380 rent bill. So I totally understand how it feels. But what you have to do is you have to get out of the consumer thought process of thinking like that. Then you have to use those different things that you used to think in your marketing in order to compel people to take action. So even if you have zero time and only 30 minutes per day to work on your business, right? Now, the 100% guaranteed, that would be essentially an example of risk reversal. Now, risk reversal is, with a video sales letter, you can say, look, go through the entire course. If you don't absolutely love it, we will refund your money and we'll send you $500 for wasting your time. That takes the risk off the prospect because the prospect is taking a risk when they buy the program, and it puts it onto our shoulders because, again, we now are on the line for $500 if the prospect doesn't like it. All right. We use that in all of our marketing. As long as the prospect goes through, completes the in full training program that we have, does the action steps that we tell them to take, which when they do, 98% of people are extremely happy, right? As long as they do those things, we will refund their money and send them $500 if they're not happy. So again, just quick reiteration and running through this one more time. Finally, a proven formula that makes $5,000 per month in as little as just 30 days, even if you have zero, or even if you're on a shoestring budget, even if you only have 60 minutes per day, even if you have zero experience. So all of those different objections that you guys went ahead and listed out, right? You can interchange those, and then you can split test this headline, and you can find, all right, this works best with this objection in there. This works best with this objection, etc. Once you find the version of the headline that's the most dialed in, that becomes the control, and then you look to beat the control. All right, I know I'm talking in fancy marketing terms right now. The control is just very simply the baseline page. So once you get one page converting really well, let's say you have one page converting at 40%, that page becomes the control. And then once you have that page, which is the control, you then make more split tests. So you split, all right, instead of zero money, zero time. Let's test that. And if it goes from 40 to 45, that new page becomes the new control, right? So the new baseline. So again, always be split testing the pages you're using, find the pages that work best. Then from there, continue to optimize, test, tweak, and just continue to split test to always look to beat your control. Does that make sense when it comes to the capture page? All right, that is the capture page. Does that make sense? We got people piling in here still. Let me know with a quick yes in the comments box if that makes sense. Type in value if you guys are getting value so far. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Value, value, value. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for the interaction. And we will go ahead and move on. All right.